I like and subscribe to Diana Ward's shorts and videos, hit the notification bell, leave a comment down below. This is wild camping, deep wild camping, UFO sightings is what I put in the search, so this is what it came up with. Save the page, you know. So it's one of them. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
Coming out of the Rendlesham Forest. Apparently back in the 80s there was a UFO sighting there by a load of United States Air Force personnel, and now there's like a UFO trail for tourists that go around through the forestry, so I'm going to have a look around all that. I'll wear just my regular clothes to do that. I won't pretend my camping gear because I don't look like a weirdo. Because I've never been there before, so I also need to try and see how easy it's going to be to find a spot where I can camp where no one will see me. And then once I've been around there, I'll come back to the car, get changed, grab my camping gear, and go back out there. I'm now walking back there because the parking charges there are £3.50 for all day. There are no other options. You can't just stay there for an hour and pay £1.50 or whatever. It's either £3.50 for all day or nothing, and I was literally 2 pence short of the £3.50, so I've had to park my car a mile down the road and wander back up there now. So that'll be fun later on when I've got my pack and everything. £3.50, pretty bastards. See, there is actually forest camping. I don't know what that would be like. I guess there'd be various rules and restrictions, and then you'd probably be around loads of other people. I don't know if it's just like a regular campsite or what. It'll be kind of interesting to check that out if I get time, but I don't know if I will. Forest car park with their rip-off parking charges.
Okay. That's forest.
Campsite or what? It'll be kind of interesting to check that out if I get time.
And a car park. Okay. So you go left, that's the forest camp and the forest car park. Okay, so there is places, quite a few places in the UK you can go. I'm going all over the world to go camping. Gonna be epic. Going to all over. At first I'll just do one country at a time, every couple of years, until I come into some money. Could be before that, who knows.
But I don't know if I will. Forest car park with their rip-off parking charges.
Alright, so easy, yeah. Oh, wow, it's quite big. Oh, that's not good. I don't Plus that'd be no good for me. That is absolutely just going to remind me of everything. Nope, absolutely not. Not on your life. Not in a million years. Quietness is the best for me. What? Gee, no safe and no strike. Oh, well, we've got quietness here.
Pause it and read.
Thank God for that. Too many haunting memories.
Map of the trail.
No comment. I miss my little girl Ellie. Vicky, come back to me.
Nice picture.
Don't want to live with you though. I'll be careful, but I'm definitely not live with you. Not straight away, that's for sure. God damn. Don't say that, because I'm on a moon and it's one of them, so I could get going all day. With myself, not anyone else. I'm not like that. Pretty epic world we're living, guys.
Nice. Locked up, I think. Oh yeah, definitely.
I do that when I can't think of something to say.
Shame, would have been nice to have got in here. Because I think it's abandoned
now. Because my head's gone, that's why. So, you know, boom.
It would have been really cool to have been able to explore old abandoned military base. So I guess the patrolman saw the lights kind of in that direction, hovering over and then coming down into the forestry over there. Right, well, the UFO trail has taken me back around in a circle, back past my car, so I've picked up the tripod now, and then I'll continue down the trail with the tripod so I can actually get some better shots. There's actually a trail going into the forest directly opposite where I parked, so I won't have to wander all the way back down to the main visitor centre. That's not really a good place around there to camp anyway, because that's where all the kind of kids and people going walking the dogs and that are. So actually I'm sort of parked in the perfect spot. It's free to park there, and I can easily get into the woods here, and there's loads of places to camp where no one's going to spot me, so that won't be a problem. Something written in the path here, I can't really make out what it's supposed to be. I'm looking at it upside down. WO at the bottom there, N at the top. That. Don't know what else.
About that, guys, you know.
Not yet. First part of the trail was near the visitor centre, and there are kids running around everywhere, screeching and hollering in dog walkers with their dogs barking, which was irritating. But now we're like, the trail's taken me right deep into the forest, and there's no one else about, so it's far better. Gives for a more creepy vibe as well, more creepy atmosphere.
Alright then.
Now there's supposed to be like a big UFO statue somewhere out here, so hopefully I'll find that at some point.
Oh, there's a little trail down there.
Which actually marks where the UFO was sighted and supposed to have come down.
Alright.
Right, before anyone says it, no, this isn't one of those quitty job apps. I've been using this app called Tester Up.
Oh, I can see something mysterious through the trees. Could it be? Don't know what these kind of handprint designs are supposed to be. I don't know if they were details that were reported being seen by
Sorry about that, guys, I missed that bit myself. It's just, you know.
Oh, I can see something mysterious through the trees. Could it be?
What? Metallic. I wonder if it is actually the kind of metallic that we use. No, it can't be. Can it? That is very weird. It's like an aluminium topic, like an aluminium, like titanium type metal. That's crazy. Why would they build one of them there in the middle of nowhere? Oh yeah, because there was a fire in the blue weapon. Yeah, but it's not a real one, is it? And then them symbols, are they even real? I doubt it. Unless they are, I
don't know what these kind of handprint designs are supposed to be. I don't know if they were details that were reported being seen by the soldiers who witnessed the UFO.
Yes, that's pretty freaky.
Different symbols on them.
Wow.
Well, this is supposedly the spot, or at least in close proximity, to where the UFO was sighted. Now, it was on the 26th of December 1980 that, or at least in close proximity to where the UFO was sighted. Now, it was on the 26th of December 1980 that the UFO was reported to be sighted by United States Air Force personnel who were stationed down the road at RAF Woodbridge. The security patrol at the East Gate saw some lights over the forestry descending. I think they thought it was maybe something crashing, maybe an aeroplane, a small aircraft crashing or something, so they reported it, and a small group of soldiers was sent out here to investigate. And they saw a glowing metal object with coloured lights, apparently, I assume, that looked like this. And this is based on their accounts of what they saw. A Deputy Base Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, came along with the soldiers that were investigating, and he corroborated their story. He said that he witnessed these lights moving through the forestry as well, which may give it a bit more validity. But the police were also called in later on, I guess by the US Air Force, but they didn't see anything. It was the next morning that 3 impressions were found in the ground.
Oh,
and I think there are some photographs of them I'm going to try and find, and I'll put them in the video, that could potentially have been scorch marks from where the UFO landed. It's basically known as UK's Roswell because it's kind of the biggest, most reported and well-known UFO sighting in the country. And because the military were involved as well, obviously. It's not just some local hick who claims they saw something while they were wandering home drunk from the pub. The Rendlesham Forest UFO sightings occurred at Christmas 1980 over 3 consecutive nights. Collectively, they're described as Britain's most significant military UFO sighting, which is likened to the Roswell incident. At the time, the United States Air Force leased a 2-base complex consisting of RAF Woodbridge on the forest's western boundary, with its runway extending into the heart of Rendlesham Forest, and RAF Bentwaters located 4 miles north of the forest. It was reported that RAF Bentwaters housed nuclear weapons during this Cold War period. The lease of these 2 bases to the US Air Force was part of the defence network of the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, more commonly known as NATO. In the early hours of the first night, 2 USAF security patrolmen reported seeing unusual lights outside the perimeter of RAF Woodbridge. Thinking perhaps an aircraft might have come down, they sought permission to leave the base and enter the forest on foot to investigate. They separated in their search. One described seeing strange lights, the other reported seeing a glowing object that appeared to be metallic and triangular in shape. As the second patrolman got closer, the object manoeuvred through the trees and disappeared. Reports by senior USAF personnel and local residents record further sightings over the next 2 nights. Interest in the incident reached the highest accolades of both British and American governments. The then British Prime Minister Maggie Thatcher, once briefed on the events, is reported to have said, "Don't tell the people," whilst conflicting accounts argue her comments were taken out of context. Various skeptics have suggested this event was caused by a meteor or site of the then operational Orford Ness Lighthouse seen through the forest tree line. However, neither theory explains the confirmed military radar recordings of an unidentified flying object.
Tell them all.
I didn't know there were actual radar recordings of something strange that night. That's a bit weird then. That does kind of back it up a bit, as well as the fact that there was quite a senior officer there at the time who says he saw something as well. The structure someone's built. Little den.
Please subscribe to Diana Ward's channel. I love content like this. This is a mega, absolutely astonishing subject that I actually love. I do encounter extraterrestrials, but don't know if I ever will. That is unknown. Unknown. No. Ha! Now my coffee's gone cold.
Poor little fella. What happened to him? Probably could eat him if I wanted to. I think I'll stick to my beans.
Oh, it's a dead deer. Oh. Oh, the poor little
I don't know what's going on with his nose. He's got something on there, makes him look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
No, that's not normal, that, mate.
I don't think that's blood.
No, that's not blood.
There's something he was eating or what? But,
no, it's nothing he's been eating. That's his son.
perhaps it was aliens. I know this is going to look like a setup, but I swear I didn't write this in here, but someone has put, don't look back, run, I think. That's
Don't look back, run.
kind of trying to guess
Oh, right, that's
what exactly it says. Don, that's got to be don't look back,
don't look back, run.
run.
All right.
There's another one. It's definitely don't look back, run, or runt. No, I think it's run.
It's run. Can't you spell?
A bit more off the beaten track now in Rendlesham Forest. Shouldn't be too hard to find a secluded spot here I can use.
Right in the middle there, mate.
It's actually a proper campsite, but obviously I don't want to be around a load of other people with screaming kids and kicking balls around or whatever they say do.
Well, don't camp near kids then.
Well, I've come out of the pine part of the forest now and then across this track here into here where there should be some clearer ground for me to set up camp.
What exactly, huh?
In the pine forest there tends to be a lot of bracken and thorns and things growing up.
That's just nasty. Really?
Been taking a cabinet full of these anti-age longevity supplements for years, and now
that took a while for Skip to come up, didn't it?
Well, there's camp all set up.
Ah, you son of a... Yeah.
I've set up camp, got a fire going and just relaxing now. It's a pretty mild night. You know, I'm down to my t-shirt still and I'm not particularly cold, especially with a fire, but even without that I was quite warm. But might have been because I was actually active, you know, putting the tent up and all that. But can't complain. No sightings of any aliens or UFOs yet. But I think if I am going to see something, it will be more likely after dark. Because apparently they mostly come at night.
Not necessarily, mate.
Got a fire going in my little pocket wood burning stove. Also bought a little kind of bacon tray thing with me, just an old one to stand it in. Makes it a bit safer. Don't have to worry so much about it lighting anything underneath on the ground. I mean, there's dead leaves everywhere at the minute, obviously, because it's autumn, so kindling all around me to throw on there. Don't know if anyone else has had this problem in England, but there's been so many spiders at home. I'm actually relieved to get out here where I don't tend to come across so many, not those big ones. You know, I don't mind the smaller spiders, but it's those big, I don't know if they're called wolf spiders or harvest spiders. God, I hate them things. And I've had loads of those in the house this year, just sculling around with their big legs. Oh, God. Apparently when I was a baby there was a huge one on my bedroom curtains and I was wailing and crying and Mum and Dad couldn't understand why, and then they spotted it there and it was that it scared me, and I don't know if that sort of it traumatised me for life, and that's why I just can't stand those really big spiders now. But there's something about all those legs creeping all over you. I've never come across any out here, oddly enough. It's only at home I ever encounter them. They always seem to run at me as well. You'd think they'd be scared of this giant creature, but no, they run straight at me. They can smell my fear. I think I'll wait for the fire to die down now and then go to bed because it's getting pretty late. But it's just nice being out here again because I haven't really been out too much this year. So I'm enjoying it, especially as it is so mild and nice, and fire's quite relaxing to just sit in front of and admire. It's dark so early now, it feels later than it is, but I'm quite tired anyway, so I'll just go to sleep now. I don't think I'm going to see anything, so catch you in the morning. I shall keep them.
What the hell?
Laura Legends. You want to
share me?
Oh, yeah, there is, mate. Guys, if you think it's weird taking my street right now, that's just weird. And I was walking through this.
I always wake up before the good part.
Acting. You weren't even asleep, mate. What do you guys think? This is savage. This is savage. I've got to watch that again. Yeah, that was funny.
I always wake up before the good part.
Watch this, everybody. Watch this. Whoa, that's huge. Oh, I would not. Is that a prank or what? No, that was like a white prank. What do you guys think of that? Alright, let's see what he's doing. What? That was so fair. What do you guys think of that? I'll do that one more time. Yeah, it was so fair. I'll probably get back and have another one more to cut it. It's so fair. That's fair. Guys, on my subscribers, what do you think of that? I think it's proper fair.
I lost it.
That's just so fair.
Oh, for God's sake. Why do I always have these bad dreams at Halloween?
That is so fair.
Well, it's about 9 o'clock now, I think. A bit chillier today than it was yesterday, but still not too bad. Nice blue sky at least. But, yeah. No strange lights or anything last night. Kind of disappointed. It still was creepy though, to be honest. Knowing that there have been UFO sightings here, it did make it a bit creepier. Camping out here, to be honest. Like, there were a couple of times I heard some weird noises, which I assume were just some kind of vehicle in the background. But there was one time in particular, there was this strange noise. But by the time I got the camera to turn it on to film it, it stopped. But yeah, so it is in the back of your mind about the whole UFOs and aliens thing. But yeah, I didn't see anything, so let's have something to eat and pack up and get going now. Well, didn't see any aliens last night. No strange lights or anything.
Well, one night
Didn't really expect to, but packing everything away now. Get going. It's a bit chillier this morning than it was yesterday. Even though it's a lot brighter. A really nice day. Woke up with a really bad heartburn today, so get home and have some antacids or something. Right, that's everything packed away, so I'm gonna get.
absolute geek. It's alright, it was on my YouTube. That was just stupid, that man. Oh my Jesus.
UFOs and triangular formations of undersea lights and much more have been reported around Bempton Cliffs and the surrounding areas. I've recently seen the reddish orange lights myself, as have many other fishermen working in the area. I can honestly say that UFOs and triangular formations of undersea lights and much more have been reported around Bempton Cliffs and the surrounding areas. I've recently seen the reddish orange lights myself, as have many other fishermen working in the area. I can honestly say that what I saw was not from this world. Yes, it's true that the majority of people do come here for the beautiful sea views of this heritage coastline, but there is no two ways about it. This is also a coastline of very high strangeness. It would be impossible for me to mention all the strange accounts that have happened in this area, but it has been written about in great detail by an exceptional author and now good friend of mine, Paul Sinclair. For more information on these accounts, I highly recommend that you check out his latest book, Truth Proof 4. Thank you all so much for joining me back here again on the 401 Files. It's an absolute pleasure, as I always say, to be able to bring out so many like-minded people that continually now keep coming back and enjoying the content. So thank you guys so much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. Now, if you are new here on the channel, maybe you're wondering what the hell this is all about. My name is Ben, and I'm based here in the UK. I get out into some of these locations that we refer to as hotspots. We call them hotspots because they are locations that are renowned for strange reports of things like UFO sightings, alien abductions, sightings of strange cryptids like the UK Wildman, and even the paranormal. Now, usually on my channel, I'm out exploring my local stomping grounds, which is the North Yorkshire Moors, where a lot of strange activity does take place. But tonight's video is going to be a little different. We're here on the east coast of the UK, specifically at a location called Caton Bay. Now, just a few miles in this location, there is another huge hotspot called Bempton Cliffs, and a bit further on from that is another hotspot called Flamborough Head. That is where I first had my UFO sighting, my very first UFO sighting only a few months back, and since then I've been hooked with some of the strange phenomena that has been reported all up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera there's a grass embankment where I've been hooked with some of the strange phenomena that has been reported all up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera there's a grass embankment where I'm going to be setting the tent up tonight. We're going to get some food on.
Look, people.
All up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera.
Right, guys, do you think that was an edit or what? Because them people just totally vanished. What?
A few months back, and since then I've been hooked with some of the strange phenomena that has been reported all up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera there's a grass embankment where I'm going to be setting the tent up tonight. We're going to get some that has been reported all up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera there's a grass embankment where I'm going to be setting the tent up tonight. We're going to get some food on, maybe a little fire going on the beach, and we're going to sit.
Guys, are you sure that wasn't an edit? Because
I've pushed a little bit in. Now, just a few miles in this location, there is another huge hotspot called Bempton Cliffs, and a bit further on from that is another hotspot called Flamborough Head. That is where I first had my UFO sighting, my very first UFO sighting only a few months back, and since then I've been hooked with some of the strange phenomena that has been reported all up and down the east coast of England. I've pushed a little bit in up off the beach now, guys. Behind the camera there's a grass embankment where I'm going to be setting the tent up tonight. We're going to get some food on, maybe a little fire going on the beach, and we're going to sit this one out and see what we can discover. Hopefully, if we are lucky enough, we might record some of these strange lights that people keep reporting. I really do hope so, but just all in all, guys, it's an amazing location with beautiful scenery and a lot of strange reports coming from this area. It should be a good one. Kick back, relax, as always, and enjoy.
Guys, what did you think
is money you send via Remitly. Be together. Send money to loved ones with Remitly.
If you live in the UK and have been injured in the last 3 years in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you could be entitled to thousands, if not...
Goodbye.
It's a creepy, ominous, relentless, and strange place is the sea. And that's a phobia that many people around the world share, a phobia of the sea. And I can see why, because it's the unknown again. Anything that us humans have to deal with that is in the realms of the unknown is terrifying, and you don't get any more unknown than the ocean. If you think about all the different species out there that are still yet to be discovered and probably will never be discovered because us as a species ourselves will die out long before we discover those species out in the ocean. It's just a crazy, crazy thought. And then if we add to the mix that the leading theory in ufology at the present is that UFOs, extraterrestrials, are using the sea as a hiding place. They're residing in deep underwater caverns and emerging at will, submerging at will. When you think about this and some of the footage that the Pentagon's released showing this as proof that they are here, have been here for a long time, and they are living in the ocean, it's a terrifying, terrifying concept. I truly believe that they are out there. I do believe that. I believe that they are using our oceans, deep underwater caves and caverns to keep hidden away from us because they know that we know nothing or very little about this place. Very little of this place has been discovered or explored. So what better place for them to come and start to inhabit, take over, control, whatever it may be, than this place here.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
71 Papa Golf, go ahead.
And was anybody above us that passed us like 30 seconds ago?
71 Papa Golf, negative.
Something. A UFO. Yeah. It's American 1095. Yeah, something just passed over us. Like a, don't know what it was, but it's at least 2,000 to 3,000 feet above us. So yeah, it passed right over the top of us.
So I've brought the laser star pointer out with me tonight. This should be quite fun and interesting. And the idea is that when I'm sat by the tent tonight and it gets dark, if I do see any strange lights hovering out at sea, I'm just going to turn on the laser pointer, give it a quick blast, and see if we get some kind of a response. Now I have to be careful because there is an optical illusion that fools a lot of people, and that is that they believe they're looking at something in the sky when in actual fact they're looking at a ship out on the horizon many, many miles out. So I don't want to be shining the laser pointer at ships, that's just not why I'm here. But if I do see some strange object or some strange lights moving in a weird formation, then yes, I will be trying to make contact. Because I believe 100%. The lights that I saw only a few miles around the corner from this location, and this was going a few months back, I've thought about them a lot, a hell of a lot since. And nothing makes logical sense. I've tried to rule out every man-made item or craft that could have been, and they all fall short. What I saw was not man-made. It was not human. No human could have survived in this thing that I saw. They would have been ripped in half completely, because the G-forces that this thing was experiencing or must have been was beyond belief. So that's the plan for tonight, guys. Get the laser pointer out, and hopefully if we do see something, like I've said, we will try and make contact, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we might get a response.
You don't know that, man. just going to show themselves anymore.
The human belief and overwhelming desire to prove that extraterrestrials are here, or maybe even out there, is unlike any other belief before it. Religion, nationalism, or conspiracy theories usually place humans at the centre of a grand story. But if we accept the idea that we're not alone in the universe, and we accept that we are being visited from intelligent life forms elsewhere in the cosmos, we instantly demote ourselves to tiny little pawns in a chess game that is being played across a board of inconceivable scale. For some people, a visit from aliens who are capable of getting here long before we are ever capable of getting there, wherever there may be, of inconceivable scale. For some people, a visit from aliens ourselves to tiny little pawns in a chess game that is being played across a board of inconceivable scale. For some people, a visit from aliens who are capable of getting here long before we are ever capable of getting there, wherever there may be, is unthinkable. After all, if we humans are the ones making first contact, then we are the advanced ones, and the aliens are probably more like pond scum. But when the aliens are the explorers, it is we who are more like the pond scum, and for some people, well, that pill is just too hard to swallow. So this is it now, guys. This is the transition phase, as I like to call it. Very important time of night where we swap from day to night, and it's when the eyes start to adjust very, very gradually. And it's during this time that our minds can be fooled, our eyes will play tricks. So what I like to do is maybe take 20-30 minutes to let that transition happen gradually and naturally. All the families that have been on the beach today, enjoying the beach and the sunshine, and now heading to the car park. And in roughly only an hour's time, I would guess that I'm the only one left on the beach, which for me, as an investigator, as someone who's here to see strange phenomena, I think that that's a really good thing, because it helps me eliminate other possibilities. The less people that we have here, the less likely that it is to be human activity if I was to see something or experience something. And yeah, it's been a brilliant night so far. As you can see behind me, the sun is going down over the horizon and it's casting all kinds of beautiful colours there. So it's been a great night, and I'm really excited as to what might come throughout the night. I'm going to stay up as late as I can. As you've just seen, I've got the fire going, and yeah, really looking forward to this. So I've just been sat with my back to the grass verge, talking to you guys on the camera about how we was going through the transition phase from day to night, and how the sun was casting some nice colours over the horizon there. And then as I stood up to get the camera, I've turned around, and this is one hell of a storm cloud. I was expecting a nice chilled night with no complications from the weather, but it looks like we are in for some rain or some bad weather.
Bad weather conditions are commonly reported either shortly before or just after a person experiences strange phenomena. Oh, okay. Okay. So I thought I saw people skip to a different part of the beach. It was weird. I thought it might have been an edit, but God knows. God knows.
I'm setting the tent up, I just keep glancing up on this, the brow of this hill, and every now and then you see two people or a group of people stood there, just looking down, obviously because I've got the torch on, so they've seen me. But it is quite unnerving. Although that is a popular walking route on top of this hill. Like, this is known as the Cleveland Way, and the finishing point is about 7 miles, ending at Filey, so people will be walking this route all through the day and all through the night, but I just don't like the idea that I'm setting up the tent down here on my own, and there's people up there that are looking down on me, so yeah, a bit creepy, but nothing unusual at this point, I don't think.
Phoenix. So I'm just stood inside the old World War II bunkers that are abandoned here on the beach. Originally these would have been situated high up on the hill, but due to erosion over time they've rolled down the hill and ended up on the beach. But this in itself is a weird thing, like to think that all those years ago, defending the east coast of Britain, British troops would have been held up in these little bunkers facing out to the very sea that I'm looking at now. You know, and you never know the stories behind these things. Like, did anyone die in these bunkers? Was they shot? I don't think any Germans ever got as far as this. But you never know, do you? You don't know the stories that these things hold.
Now anyone's alive in this day and age that remembers being in one, occupying it, so it is fascinating.
What are you on about?
It's alive.
Right, let me go back. I missed something there, didn't I?
They're about.
Yeah. Rebound.
In this route,
Right,
all through the day and all through the night, but I just don't like the idea that I'm setting up the tent down here on my own, and there's people up there that are looking down on me, so yeah, a bit creepy, but nothing unusual at this point, I don't think.
From the beauty of waterfalls
So I'm just stood inside the old World War II bunkers that are abandoned here on the beach. Originally these would have been situated high up on the hill, but due to erosion over time, they've rolled down the hill and ended up on the beach. But this in itself is a weird thing. Like, to think that all those years ago, defending the east coast of Britain, British troops would have been held up in these little bunkers facing out to the very sea that I'm looking at now. You know, and you never know the stories behind these things. Like, did anyone die in these bunkers? Was they shot? I don't think any Germans ever got as far as this. But you never know, do you? You don't know the stories that these things hold. And I doubt anyone's alive.
My dad used to take
in this day and age that remembers being in one,
Lambert as a kid, and I'd never once
occupying it, so it is fascinating. It's eerie as well. Like, it's just literally abandoned here
on the beach, looking out towards the North Sea, and I'm stood in the middle of it all these years later. Britain is just steeped in history, and this is just a tiny part of it. But everywhere you go on this tiny island, it's very difficult to not see remnants of our past. Yeah, it's fascinating.
See somebody over there walking along the shoreline with a torch in their hand. Stopped at the minute, so you might not be able to pick them out, but once they start walking again, I'll try and zoom in. The light's gone out now, so I'm assuming that they've turned away from us or they've turned the light off. But there was definitely, there we are. There's definitely someone over there with a torch. At this point as well, guys, I apologise for the quality, but I think it goes without saying that out here on the coastline there is no natural light. So these camera phones, as good as they are, they don't hold up too well.
Actually, the one with the pens,
I
actually.
wonder what that person's doing. They keep walking along the shoreline and then just stopping. As if they're checking something out. Maybe a metal detector or something like that. I don't think you get metal detectors out here in the night. It just wouldn't make sense. But who knows? Maybe it's someone with a dog.
There's always an explanation for everything now. And at the moment, I'm checking the function. You know that continuing planes, right? What was that? Whoa! What the heck?
That actually scared me just then. Because there was a big green light that flew down the beam at me. And I'm guessing it was a bug, but it took me a while just to figure out what that was.
No, I don't know what that was, but it came out the sea.
I think it was a bat.
No. It was green. What's working? Right, mate. You're not looking at anything like that. What are you doing? Oh, look at that sea over there.
That looked very, very strange just then.
What?
It's almost like the laser had hit off something.
No. You know you should bring your parents back in that.
I can't, find it anymore, but it just looked like there was a pattern to it once.
No,
shot into the sky.
No. That's just doing nothing about.
So I've just got into my tent now, guys. The time is about 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I've sat out for as long as I could, looking out towards the sea, but it really is quite dark here. So the camera, as I've already mentioned, is struggling quite a bit. I thought I saw a few flashes in the sky. There was one that I saw flash twice, but then after that, there was nothing else to be seen. So it wasn't like I really had a chance to get my camera out and start recording that. You've only got my word for it, but again, I'm not sure what that was. I'm not going to jump to anything and start saying UFOs, aliens, etc. But yeah, just thought I would mention that, as it was something that I saw. But right now, I've got Lily in the tent with me. I'm in my sleeping bag, and we're going to call it a night. Hopefully, you guys will join me back here again in the morning, and I've not been abducted, so fingers crossed.
It's what we share that keeps us together. Remitly, every transfer brings you closer.
Cat food. Arriving today with Amazon Prime. That's off your mind?
Morning, guys. Time is about 6 o'clock now in the morning. Slept. Shocking, I'm not going to lie. Never had a really good sleep at all. Lily slept well, so it was nothing to do with her. She wasn't fidgeting or anything like that, but my neck on the pillow, the tent, the angle of the tent was just on a slope. It wasn't the best night's sleep at all. I was on and off, which I think is worse than not sleeping at all sometimes. But overall, great experience, and I will definitely be doing this again in the future. In terms of strange things happening, unless I've been abducted and the memory's not come back to me yet, nothing really much happened. As I mentioned, I had the laser pointer out. I saw a few strange lights, but nothing that stuck around for long enough for me to make my mind up on what that was.
That's French.